Welcome to the programme. At least 2 people were killed and a child injured after an explosion on the bridge linking Crimea and Russia. Residents in the area reported pre-dawn explosions. The Kerch bridge has now been closed to traffic, and local media is reporting a section of the bridge is damaged and sagging. The bridge, which spans the Kerch Strait, was closed in October last year after a truck exploded, collapsing part of that bridge. Well, Rob McBride joins us now from Krivyi Rhi in Ukraine. And Rob, do we have any more details about the cause of this incident on the Kerch Bridge?
Yeah, this does appear now to be a major attack on this bridge. Originally, Sergei Aksyonov, the head of the Russian-appointed administration in Crimea, was merely saying that this was some sort of emergency, advising people to avoid the bridge. The Russians are now saying that this was the result of an attack by what they call the terrorist regime of Ukraine. Indeed, explosions were heard, and an image circulating on social media appears to show a complete section of the roadway missing from the bridge. This is both a road and rail connection. The Russians say that rail services have now resumed across the bridge. From the Ukrainians, we don't have any official confirmation. They are neither confirming nor denying that an attack has taken place, but we are seeing reports in Ukrainian media claiming that this was some sort of joint operation between the Ukrainian Navy and Special Forces, and that possibly a seaborne drone was used in the attack. This was attacked last October. It's still unclear exactly what the cause of that attack was, whether it was some sort of truck bomb or some sort of, again, a drone, but that did cause major damage to both the rail connection and the road connection. It was reopened, but only completely restored and rebuilt and reopened fully in February of this year.
And Rob, please remind us of the strategic significance of this bridge. Of course, it's hugely important to Vladimir Putin himself.
That's right. It has both strategic and symbolic importance. It was completed in 2018 as a landmark project and made great fanfare by the Russians, a personal project of Vladimir Putin himself. And it really, if you like, cemented the Russian occupation of the Crimean Peninsula, and is one of the few links that Russia has with this peninsula. There is, of course, now the land connection from Donbass through Mariupol and Melitopol, from the occupied territories that Russia has seized, but we know that that is vulnerable now to long-range missile attacks from Ukraine. There is also land and sea connections with Crimea from Russian ports, but again, those are vulnerable, and I think this is a further reminder just of the vulnerability of the Crimean Peninsula, with a lot of speculation that eventually, as Ukraine has said, it wants to retake Crimea and lay siege to the peninsula itself.
Rob, of course, this incident happens while all eyes are on the renewal of the deal to ensure the safe grain export from Ukrainian ports.
That's right. This is a hugely important grain deal which runs out at midnight today, Monday. This is a deal that was signed last summer when the effects of the war started to disrupt the very important grain supplies coming out of Ukraine. We saw food prices spike by 30%. There are real fears of escalating hunger in parts of Africa and so on. As a result of this deal, this guarantees the safe passage of grain ships from Ukrainian ports across the Black Sea. It was agreed with the Russians, but the Russians have been unhappy about this deal for a long while. They are meant to renew it every 4 months. They have renewed it only for 2 months, which runs out today, Monday. So there's a lot of speculation about whether it will be renewed or not. But then, in any case, a lot of the farmers in this part of southern Ukraine have their own problems as a result of the impact of this war.